far as social media space, I think that's a part I'm focusing on,
What
including the
you have
video.
you have a good handle on that, right? You have a good grasp.
Yeah, there's different software or program or app website, but they
Yes.
all kind of serve the same thing. It's just the different brand or different pricing.
And
So
and
yeah,
you just mentioned three words that were program, app,
software.
and software, right?
Yes.
AI is going to change all that.
Yeah,
It's going
it's
to
gonna.
change all that. It's going to be the difference between night and day. I can see it. I can feel it. Oh, what's it say on your cup?
Nothing. That's why I need to learn.
Oh,
I need to learn how to brand
oh,
the
okay.
mug.
Yeah, that's another aspect of social branding. Yes.
Yes, there's a social branding, personal branding,
Yes.
and then I actually was like thinking, 80, 70 branding. It's always have a avatar, right? Let's say
Hmm,
McDonald, for example, has that clown.
right.
Wendy has a Wendy face, and I mean not JF, KFC has the guy, the old man. See
Right.
that's not the avatar. And then if we move, let's say forward a couple decade, like probably 90s, then we call how do you call that, sponsorship? It's like today's influencer. Like the company or brand will hire someone who's famous, like movie stars, athlete,
Hmm. Yes.
and then the avatar phase out. You see,
Yes.
the McDonald, the KFC
Yes.
icon, then the
And I
switch.
think they used to call those trademarks before, right? What's your trademark?
Yeah, and
And they have a little
then
circle on the bottom, TM, right?
right, and then now in today's world, it become personal branding, meaning we are our own face of our own business, our own brand.
Hmm.
Yeah. So I think the person who did the best in right now is Elon Musk. See, if you take him compared to, let's say, Jeff Bezos, Jeff Bezos is not as out there as compared to him.
Right.
And then so some, I would say, OGs kind of follow Elon Musk, so we get to see more of like Warren Buffett, you know,
And and
Bill Gates.
I think that also has to do with personality.
Yeah, well, it's people saying it's they want to be private, right? Privacy, but I know the good people, the one who know how to market themselves as a personal branding, their own face. They know, when it comes to social media, they know what to share and whatnot. So if you take, let's say, Ed Milet, we both familiar with, you only see Ed Milet, you don't know what his kids looks like, even though we know his kid's name is Max. Right? And then, or no, Brendan Burchard, you met at the convention. We never know who his family is. See, so
Yeah.
they know what to do with marketing, and they know what to choose to present to the public or not. So I think that goes same with this movie stars and celebrity. We always hear those gossip about their family affair. Kanye West, or all those Kim Kardashian. So I think those are their playbook. So they purposely wanted people to know about their business. You know what I
You don't
mean?
hear about you don't hear about Kanye West anymore
Well,
on social media,
he got
right?
because he got canceled. I'll use the word cancel.
Oh, he's part of the cancel culture, as they call it,
Yeah, because was it like 6 months ago?
or more.
There, yeah, but hey, to be honest with you, right now, late 2023, whatever he said about Jules, what's
Oh, he
that?
did say something, right?
Yeah, and actually, it's happening right now, right?
Oh,
right? You see what I mean? It's
okay. I see what
whatever
you're
he
saying. You
plays.
said something months ago, even a year ago,
About 6 months ago.
about the current
And
situation, and it came true.
yes, and also he is a African of American black who supports Trump, and everybody's
That's right.
bashing. But guess what? Now the Black Lives Matters co-founder is endorsing Donald Trump. See?
That's interesting.
Yeah, I know, right? I mean, I say all this. I get, I don't. I of course I didn't do the official fact check, but the source I follow, the news, is not the traditional news media, so I think it's pretty much accurate. But anyone who's listening can fact check, no problem.
Right,
Let us know what you found, right?
right, right. And with going back to Kanye West, so before he was a Trump supporter, and now you mentioned Black Lives Matter
Mm,
founder or co-founder, also supporting Trump as well, right?
mhm.
Whereas before, or even today, if you support Trump, you're part of the cancel culture.
Yeah, well, there's two sides because Trump is more um, outsider they consider, right?
Mm,
And then so he is not in their system, and then the we can talk a little bit about this part, but there's like they call it shadow government,
oh,
shadow
shadow government.
or secret society. We don't.
We went from AI to shadow government. Wow,
Yeah,
that's
because
great. That's
no,
great.
no,
Okay,
but
go ahead.
there's the
Yes,
connection because we were just
yes.
talking about personal branding. You put your face out, okay? Shadow government and secret society. There's no face. But those people, the face is Biden, but Biden does not control anything. You know what I mean? Right?
Yes.
Does that make sense now? Does that make connection now?
Okay, so the shadow government is part of
System.
a system. Could you call them a brand as well?
System is the matrix. Does
Oh,
that
so
make sense?
so okay, so now the matrix. Okay, so the matrix,
And matrix is
just
AI.
so I can follow it. When you say the matrix, what are you referring to? Are you referring to the movie The Matrix?
Well, okay.
Yeah.
Here's the funny thing. The movie came out in the late 90s, approximately
Yeah,
19,
we can do a fact check. Go ahead.
1997, I believe. So when we watched that movie, we categorized the movie as sci-fi, right? A lot of movie, like out of the realistic, is called sci-fi. It's categorized sci-fi. So at that time, of course, that the movie is sci-fi, but now 2023, we looking back to many of those sci-fi movie. It's actually
Oh,
not sci-fi
and
anymore.
and just to backtrack, so sci-fi is something made up or make believe or
Yeah,
creativity,
what do you
just
call
an
it?
idea, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
no,
All right.
yeah. So for example, so Matrix, they talk about a lot of things. Red pill, blue pill. What is that
Oh,
saying to you?
and
And
okay,
then
and the red pill is means one thing, and the blue pill means another
you
thing.
want to choose freedom or some, I forgot the line. You will choose freedom or you choose, I believe, something like comfortable. You can check, you can double
Oh
check.
wow, let's check
Yeah,
this out. Blue pill.
blue
Let me
and
put
white
in
pill.
blue
Which
pill.
one do you choose? I remember
Oh,
one you choose.
the other blue pill came up, the one that we're not going to talk about right now. Okay, let's go
Oh,
back to what it means. Okay,
okay
just
then.
under Wikipedia,
Hmm.
the it's a choice, as you just mentioned,
Right,
um, to learn a potentially unsettling or life-changing truth
exactly.
by
See,
taking the red pill,
right.
or remaining in the
Hmm.
contented experience of ordinary reality with the blue pill. So the blue pill is being comfortable, living life every day the way it's always been. You don't want
Hmm.
any change,
Right.
nothing to be different from yesterday.
That's
However,
why.
going back to the red pill, it
Um,
means that you need to you want to know the truth.
exactly. So if we take
So
that
that implies the life that is going every day,
so yeah,
no
so
change, is not the truth.
if we reflect,
Truth and not the truth.
yeah, let me say something. If we
Oh,
reflect that to today's, like right now, it's actually reflecting what's happening right now, because there's a group of people which maybe Trump supporter, put it that way. They want their patriot, and they are they want to find out the truth. They don't want to be in the system anymore. That remember Trump has opened a social media called Truth Social, right?
wow. So
And
Trump is a red pill? Trump is a
yeah,
red pill.
and then red
Yeah.
pill is equivalent to Republican, red state, red. You see?
Wow. Well,
Yeah,
that's a good thread there from the Matrix going
yeah.
to what's
So
going on
that's why
today.
there's a saying online that
I
Matrix
like
is
that.
not. There's a saying online that Matrix is not a sci-fi anymore. It's documentary. If we're looking back right now,
Wow.
yeah. So
So what is truth and what is ordinary reality?
so so let's say back to so we just take that back to the social media and AI. It's
Okay.
all linked together, because social media is kind of like the vehicle, the messenger, right? To
Oh,
make us
and
what we.
you mentioned influencers a few minutes ago.
Hmm.
So there was and there is, the influencers many times when they were posting on social media, whatever the platform was or the app, there was a veil of reality saying what I'm showing you is how it's really at. I'm living this life. I'm having these things. I'm traveling and eating this great food. When in reality, many of the influencers, it was not truth.
Well, it's like, how do I say? It's part of the system, put it that way,
Mm,
because we, just like what I said from the beginning, a brand has an avatar. So like we follow, why they've created a clown as their avatar, because they want to attract the kids, which is the next generation, right? In the 80s, right? So we are the next generation right now for the McDonald, right? And
oh, okay.
you see how many people are addicted to a McDonald.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because of that starting point, they use a clown as an influencer to influence our brain and put a system, a program into our mind. So now we have to eat McDonald. Do you understand?
I think I know what you're saying. And with that connection with the kids, I believe I saw it on TikTok. There
Yeah.
was a little segment where the father or the mother, I forgot,
Mm,
but it was a parent, and the young lady, the baby, I want
right.
to go to McDonald's.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, the parent said, well, if you can spell McDonald's, we're going to go there. We're
Okay.
going to go to somewhere where you can spell. And of course, she wasn't old enough. She didn't even go to school. So she couldn't spell McDonald's.
And I'm sure kids meal they invented, right?
And well, what her answer was, well, then I want to go to KFC.
Yeah, but I
So she spelled
from
KFC and she
from
still
my
got her food through the avatar.
yeah. So let's take that and
Okay.
then relate link to today's world. So
Okay.
you mentioned TikTok. So TikTok is actually for the newer generations vehicle. Just the same concept, same logic, what I just mentioned. So social media, Facebook maybe for you and I, the Gen X and boomers, and Twitter maybe also, we are more into those newer, I mean, OG social media, but the new ones is like TikTok, right? New generation, they use that. Some Instagram. So when you place a influencer, a person, doesn't matter if it's politicians or those gurus, they call it, or let's say people like Patrick Davids, Andrew Tate. So those are the people who are considered influencer, right? Because they say something, they do a show. Joe Rogan is another one. Uh, Tucker Carlson is a new one these days. So all these are the influencer. When they say something, they do a show, or they open a new business. Elon Musk, right? They all influence the stock market, the people, how the
So,
people think.